Good afternoon, and welcome to a special message for all of my subscribers on YouTube. And of course, these will be all posted to the Facebook group pages that are connected with them. This message is entitled 15th Year Anniversary Message. What that means is right now, on this very date, as of today, I am marking 15 years as a podcaster. Not a lot of people could say that. Many do, but most of the time they have some big celebration, like anniversaries of their 5 years on YouTube or Spotify or TikTok if you're on that platform, or Instagram, or whatever social media platform you're on. I just happened to be celebrating 15 years overall, and whatever platform I was on at any given time. Uh, I could tell you that some of them have stayed around and stood the test of time, while others faded into the wild, wild west and went on their merry way, never to be seen again. And I remember when I first started back in 2009, even with Facebook, Facebook was the young platform, the young gun on the circuit. Um, Everybody remembers a platform called MySpace, and how MySpace was the original Facebook at one time. And anyone who was on the internet or had access to the internet used MySpace to basically expose themselves and, share information with everybody as to what was going on, whether it was events or happenings, or if you were a podcaster and YouTube was still a young thing too. But that was the way you got your messages across before Facebook even came onto the scene. It was called MySpace. So MySpace was one of those things that just pretty much, well, it's was there and popular at its height. But once again, Facebook overtook it, and then MySpace disappeared. And then so we have Facebook. And that's how I got my start in podcasting, with Facebook, and using the group pages all this time to pretty much get our group of people there, so that if they never did have YouTube, because YouTube was still working out the bugs, but you could be able to, if you knew how to use YouTube to get your audience, you could have subscribers on both YouTube and Facebook. And that's what I do as well too. I upload my stuff to YouTube, and then I send links out to all my Facebook group pages that are connected with it. I feel that it's a way to reach everybody individually. That way, they don't have to worry about making an account if they don't feel like it for security reasons. So, when you see a video of that and you don't have a YouTube channel, know that if, as long as you use Gmail and you have a Gmail, email on an account, you have a YouTube page. It may not be for uploading, but it can be for viewing other people's great content. And there's a lot of great content out there on YouTube: good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's what I've titled this 15-year anniversary message as: the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is that I've been there for 15 years. The bad is I've put up with a lot of crap. And the ugly is I have put up with a lot of crap. So, to touch base on all of it, the cover would be forever and a day. And with the short attention spans that everybody has, I'll keep my message to no more than 10 minutes. But I would like to thank a lot of people for making my 15 years as a podcaster very rich, very memorable. And the first person I'd like to thank is Jason Kelly. Jason Kelly's been with me for almost 13 years, when he helped me with the Queens New Yorker with announcing. We met back in 2011. Well, we haven't physically met in the physical aspect, trying to get him over here to Florida for many, many years, and he still hasn't budged. So I hope that the man finally decides to get on a plane and visit me. We've talked over the course of 13 years, exchanging ideas, and me helping him and him helping me, vice versa. So he's been very loyal and committed to whatever projects he's taken on to help further enhance my podcasting. And I thank him for a great friendship of 13 years. Another gentleman who has been kind of an inspiration to me is Mr. Instrumentalist Nick Jones, who lives out in Texas, who has really taken his career off since that time that we had that first interview back in 2011. He is, of course, the composer of the Queens New Yorkers music, She's My Pumpkin Pie. And he has allowed me, over the course of the 10 years that the Queens New Yorker has been on, to use that same theme for the program without any worries about copyright or infringement upon his great work. He's a very talented composer and a very talented man indeed, who does a lot, not just musically, but also for the network that he works with, 713 News. And he does a lot of documentaries and commentaries, and he has a voice for television and radio, and his musical composition is just fantastic. Thank you, Nick Jones, for a 13-year friendship that will continue to go on in the past, that started in the past 13 years ago, and now will go on into the future. Another gentleman who has really helped me take to the next level of doing things is my buddy Keith Free. Now, Keith Free, I met back in 2009 when I just had started my podcasting expedition and the journey on it. And he knew that. He was like, well, you can start small and just know that as long as you got a small audience, they can't go after you. So I was worried so much about copyright infringement and all this other stuff. And now that it's gotten so big, we really take extra precautions when it comes to copyright. A lot of times people try to steal my material, and I never had to really take anyone to court. And I myself never had to testify to defend myself against infringement, because YouTube has very strict policies and all that other legality stuff. But most of the time, if you're going to upload music on YouTube and keep it on your channel, nowadays what they'll do is they will give credit to the original composer of that particular piece of music. And it's almost like you're allowed to have it on. You won't get striked, but you just can't monetize your material. And so that's the drawbacks of having copyrighted music on your particular show. And that way they cover their butts, and everybody's happy. You won't receive any kind of community strike or any of that sort, nor a copyright strike, because if they're allowing it, they'll send you a message stating that this is okay to use, just it's restricted. And better to be restricted than to be totally thrown off the platform. I think in this case, most of those instrumental musical compositional pieces, like KPM 1000 and the KPM whole studios of those are great to have, as well as the YouTube audio library, which of course is iffy and sometimes as well. But Keith Free has been a great friend of mine for the past 15 years and has really kept me, from quitting after I ran into some situational things that happened, which I'll keep very brief here. I got only about a minute 30 left to go. Another person who I want to thank very much is David St. Dennis. And I also want to thank Brandon Scruggs from the David 3000 Network and now MVG Productions, and all people in the game show community. Thank you very much for allowing me to partake in your adventures on YouTube. And pretty much thanks to everybody who has followed me over these past 15 years. You have really shown tremendous support, and I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. And as always, remember, be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Yes. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you tonight on MVG Productions for 3 game show recordings starting at 7 o'clock. Till then, bye-bye.